Workshop, tools in hand, balsa wood, we make a stand, carving dreams from days gone by. Stunt hangar planes that touch the sky, control lines tight, the engine hums, crafting art where passion drums. Stunt hangar, flying high, old world craft beneath the sky. Balsa wings we build with care. Stunt hangar, join us there.
Well, we're back for another session on the wing. I had to straighten a problem out with AT&T. That's why I'm late. This AT&T saga has been going on a month. Do not buy AT&T products. They used to be good. It's ridiculous. Okay. I guess we can, I can always put those things in the back after I get the sheeting on it. We'll do the sheeting. You know what? Let's do the back parts. I don't want to do the sheeting tonight because it's going to take several hours. I got to drill the bell crank. Let me get a bell crank out of this and see. I was going to put in that Brett Buck bell crank, but I think I changed my mind. There has been some bad luck with them bell cranks coming delaminated. I have a phenolic instead. Here we go. I don't want to use a Winship bell crank in this. I got them, but we'll use these $15 jobs here. So let's get to this. Let's see. I want to move the tank back at least an inch. So I need, yeah, right there it'd work. We can go an inch and a half, maybe. Yep, inch and a half. No, just an inch and a quarter. Inch and a quarter. You know what? I don't have that drill up here, but I got that other drill. Still in the trailer. I still haven't unloaded my trailer all the way from Brodax. It's a hyper tough $15 drill I got in Ohio that hasn't been charged since Ohio. That's still, I mean, this is actually a good drill for 15 bucks. I don't even know where the charger is for this thing. But I only use it once in a while. So here's something. I have no more 13.6 rev ups for sale. Don't call and ask me for them. I sold the last ones I want to sell. They are so hard to come by. I got 24 for myself. Whether I'll be able to use them all in my lifetime, I don't know, but I ain't selling no more. Probably should have done it the other way. Okay. Then we're going to put the post in this. You know, I ended up with some of those eyelets that I liked better than wheel cover. What did I do with them? That's the problem with having so much shit. You don't know what you did with it. Maybe in here. I have none of those in here. These are horn blanks. Silver solder. Oh, I know what I did. Well, we'll just use some fuel line for now, but I'll change them out to them brass eyelets. Those are hard to find. They're SIG, but SIG ain't in business no more. This is going to be too much. What did I do with those things? Put that there. I'm not going to leave it like I'm this is just a test scenario here to see if we got the bell crank mounted in the right spot. That post is too long and those things are. Okay, so it's got to go up. We got to have it way up. What's the story here, Larry? Let me turn it over and get this bottom one cut in. Better not put this behind something or I won't be able to shut the damn thing off. Put it over here by the phone. Sanding blocks. Yeah, I want to do that tonight. Uh-oh. See, this is the problem with having CRS. I just had this in my hand and it's gone. Oh, there it is. You dog. And put that right there. Need a bigger shop. More work area. I got too much crap. Why is it? Go. Too much crap. Okay. Well, I think the first thing to do would be to cut this in. Yep. I need to take this post out. Too much shit. I guess I turn it around. Believe it or not, this is relatively light. It's I don't believe it's as light as a Lost Foam Wing, but it's not bad. That ribs were good wood. Okay, so it goes on. This is the top. This is the wrong one. It goes on. Like this. We need a little more angle to this dangle. Yep. Do not have any more propellers for sale. That's it. I think I might have sanded it too much. Shoot. Actually, no, it'll be okay. I need to take a little bit off. Yeah, it'll be fine. I need to take a little off of here. Yep, that'll work. Okay. Let's see, is that right? I need to put this one back in the top to make sure. I don't want to make a mistake on this airplane. I mean, I've already made a few. So we got the top, and it goes on like this. Yeah, see, that would have been a mistake, but we caught it. That's good. I'll be glad to get this thing off the bench, this stupid jig. So it goes on like that. Would have been close, but it would have been close. But close is not perfect. It goes on like that. I think I'll do these shear webs on the trailing edge offline. I'll do that after this because that's extremely boring. That'll take me a couple hours to do. I'm going to relieve this 1/8 of an inch so that thing sits down flush. So think about it. The way the plans are, you just get one little 1-inch square holding the bell crank on top of the 16th inch sheeting. This, the way that I do this piece is glued to the spar, it's glued to the ribs. This is where the bell crank mounts in this spar. The sheeting goes on top of it, it's glued to this spar. The fuselage goes on top of the sheeting, and then I put a spreader bar in between the fuselage, that's plywood, that shaft runs through. So it makes this area right here locked one solid piece. Then I take superfill and I superfill around the inside and outside joints of the fuselage. There is absolutely 100% guaranteed no way that you can pull that bell crank out. I will guarantee that part. The bell crank will break or the lines will break before you pull that post out of there, because you can't bend a 2-inch piece of piano wire with 100 pounds or 200 pounds, or there's just no way it can be done. You'd have to pull it all the way through the airplane. I'm so confident in that. One year at the Nats, they loaded all the weight on the scale. I pulled it and the pull tester guy, about 5 feet. The only thing is, it's really not good on the termination. You know, that brass loop, it kind of closes it up. So I don't recommend doing that. But if somebody says that it won't, you can do that. There we go. A little extra time fitting this goes a long ways, because you can see that through the sheeting if you don't get it flush. It becomes a hard spot or a high spot. I'm gonna do this airplane in the same way I did the Monado, with the carbon veil over everything and the I already got colors picked out. You guys ain't gonna like it, but that's the way it goes. Okay, let's see how we did here. Shit, that ain't even close. This needs to slide this way. What the hell are we gonna do with that? That ain't gonna work. It's leaning. Okay. And that hole's in the wrong spot, or is this in the wrong spot? This is in the wrong spot. This has got to go this way. There we go. There it is. It's not down far enough. Well, I got another compliment on the song. I'm going to do a workup video for a short or whatever. See if we can't get some more members. More subscribers. Okay, let's check this out to see how it pivots. I think we've got to cut this in half. It needs to be about 3/4. So we'll cut that in half right now. Awkward. Let's see here. We need another piece. 3/4 less a quarter, less 3/16. So it's going to be there. We'll just eyeball it because these ain't going to stay on anyway. Pretty close. Real close. Okay. We'll get these glued in tonight. If I can find epoxy. What's going on here? Why does that not fit? There we go. There we are. There it is. You know, I need to get that foam block up here. I'm not going to beat this thing to death with this stupid jig. Okay, let's I got them two foamies. We can set that across there. Let me get that foam. And the wing looks really good, really straight. I'm happy with that part. And it's light. So that's a good thing. It's relatively light. Let's put it that way. Let's turn this around. Where's that other foam? I just had it. There it is. There. Okay, this is the bottom. No, this is the top. Top was written on the inside. Okay. Let's check it out. Okay, we moved it back, so now it's hitting that hole. So we need to relieve that hole. Not a big deal. Oh yeah, that's smooth. Okay, let's find the epoxy. Where's that at? Right here. So we gotta sand this trailing edge. That looks good. Check the straightness again. Boy, it is laser straight, so can't complain about that. Okay, we want the epoxies there. I need a stick, plastic, a mixer. I don't know where I'm gonna get that from. Guess we can mix on this piece of phenolic. Got glue on it anyway. It's got glue on it anyway. We'll do one side at a time. That way it doesn't make a big mess. One side at a time. Come on. There we go. There it is. Yeah, mess. What a mess. Okay. Why is that in a twist? There it is. There it is. Okay, get some clamps. With these. Few of these. Use a small one there. Yeah, hit the like button, please. I do my damnedest to bring you decent stuff. I think we're okay. Why are we having such a problem with this? There it is. There it is. Let me get a little alcohol. I think we're in good shape. Let me look. Not a whole lot of excess glue. Pick it off here. A couple of runs down there. You don't want to be carrying around excess glue. That's why your airplanes get heavy. Excess glue. Heavy wood. Shit, this clamp didn't do shit. Okay, we'll be all right. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Matter of fact, I should have had a brush. We got them, so there ain't no excuse for not using them. Okay. Always takes longer to do something than you think. I figured I'd be on to something else, but we almost got an hour in it already. Sparky, you have two watchers here. John. Oh, okay, great. You have two choices. You can either set that down in there or end up sanding it. If you sand it, you're going to sand the thing out of shape. So it's best to tinker with it until it gets perfect. Even with as good a sander as I am, and as much as I enjoy it, I'd much rather make it perfect without sanding. That one down. That one needs to go down a little bit. If you're a little bit lower, it's not a problem because you're going to put epoxy all over this when you put the sheeting on it. At least I do. Okay. Okay, so we want to get this acid brush now. This stick was a little too much. I want to get it. I need to find my epoxy mixing tool, which AKA the AMA magazine. I don't see one around here. This wasn't big enough to really get a good mix on it. Where are you, AMA? I usually throw them out as fast as I get them. And it looks like I did that already. I got this piece of Mylar I can mix on. Much bigger. Much more better. Snoop Dogg. Anybody got a count on how many airplanes I built on the channel over the years? I have no idea. 10, 20? Kind of slowing down. Okay, so we want to do this. Let's do this first. You know, I really don't know. I know as a kid I built way more than I do now. Half A's and stuff. Shit will be build 2, 3 a week. So that is forward. It goes on like that. Yep. Come on, get in there. I smell something. We're having something for dinner. Get the paper towel. Get this excess glue wiped off. No sense of carrying around extra glue. We'll do this. Yeah, come on. There we go. And then, where's that other? I got other ones. So. Yeah. I think we need one on the end too. If we want it strong. So we got extra glue here we got to wipe off. Let's use this. We can get across those two. There we go. Pulled it down. There we go. That's level. It's got a little crown in it, but we'll have to do. It's on the bottom anyway. Okay, now how we lined up. Yep, that's good. We're all clear. Okay, that was the bell crank mount. What do you guys think? I mean, or would you rather have it on a little piece of plywood on top of the sheeting, 1 inch square? Like I say, guaranteed you won't pull that one out. And the wing won't fold because we got basswood in there. Now, just because they're built like a tank doesn't mean you got to treat it like a tank. See, that's the thing that some guys don't understand. You know, they got 15 formers in the fuselage, and they got all kind of webbing and crap all over the wing. They're trying to use brute force, you know, mass to make it strong. When if you just engineer it like this, it's super strong. And the geodesic ribs that Hunt came up with, I believe, are more torsionally rigid. However, this is probably a stronger wing with them straight, just for the simple doubling in the mass of it. But if it was up to me, I'd use the way Hunt does it with the geodetic ribs. But this is the way this kit was designed, so we're stuck with it. The last SV11 I flew, I got a picture of it over there somewhere, was about 1991. Had a Super Tiger 60 in it. It flew exceptionally well. I mean, and that's basically what this kit is an SV11 with rounded tips. So it's going to get a Tiger 60. We're going to put the pipe on if it's light enough, and I'll know here as soon as I get this wing done if it's under 15 ounces and the stab's under 3 ounces and the fuselage is under 7 ounces. So what do we got there? We got 3, 7 is 10, and 25 ounces. Yeah, it ain't gonna be light enough. 15, 25, it's not gonna be light enough for a pipe, so we'll just end up putting a Tiger 60 in it. It'll be fine. If you ever get to hear my Tiger 60s run in person, they run absolutely flawless. Thank you, Brian Gardner. It's another Australian. We got the Kiwis and the Aussies. I think those liners are made in Ukraine though, but I'm not sure. I've never asked Brian where you're getting them from, but because I'm not in the engine business. I don't want to trespass on his forte. I think that's going to about do it for this evening. You guys got any questions? I'll go ahead and maybe do these shear webs in the trailing edge off camera while I'm watching TV tonight. I can cut up a sheet of these shear webs and put them in, but it helps out immensely. It makes the wing much stronger, and you don't get any starved horse look on this. It doesn't go up and down like a roller coaster unless you force it. it adds a lot of strength, so it makes that thing a tube. Your next eighth, 5/8. No, let's see. That's far. Yes, 1/8 basswood. Yes, that's correct. That's free basswood from Balsa, USA. The guy, instead of putting my wood in foam padding, he put it in the basswood padding as a gift to me. He's a pretty nice guy, Eric. And if you pay the premium, you can get some decent wood. Now, however, I got another guy working on some wood for me that I hope is super choice. You know, the wood that I got from Eric, the last, like this wood that's going in this right now. This is 4.5 pound wood. You lose about. I always lose about 30% when I order. So you order it, and if you order 10 sheets, you're only going to get 7 that are right. That's just the way it is. And the rest are RC wood or right on the edge. I think we got it. I think we got it. Let's weigh this thing up and see what it weighs. See if it's going to come out right. I might not be able to get this off. I can't get it off. Shit, I hate that clamp. Why did I do that? Okay. Ouch. There we go. Okay, so I wonder what them flaps weigh that they gave me. It's got to be 15 ounces with the flaps, with the covering. This needs to be, and the horn, this needs to be around about 6 or 7 ounces, I think. Let me get my scale. So we're gonna, let's say 200 grams. Less than 200. $250. 100. Yeah, we're getting close now. Okay, let's see what it weighs. Any guesses? Anybody? Okay, calculator. $60. Yep, we're in good shape. It's 5.5 ounces. Let's see what it is with the sheeting on it. Now, this is this is uncut sheeting, but this should be the cap strips in the center section as well. So it's going to be 200. There we go. That ain't right. Well, it's going to be 100, so we didn't one. What's the deal? 200 there, and it's in the groove. So it's a little over 200. Okay, it's in the groove. Really can't get on this to manipulate the weights very good. There we go. So we know we're in the 220s. There we go. There we are. Okay, this wing will weigh with less tip. I'm going to add an ounce for tips. 229. It's 8. So it'll be 9 ounces for the wing with tips. We'll say 10 with the tip box and the lead out guide, 10 ounces. And the flap should be no more than a ½ ounce a piece, so 11-ounce wing. It's decent. We'll see. That's just a prediction. We'll say 13-ounce wing. That's decent. I mean, it'll be fine. That's real good for a kit, but there's a lot of my wood in it. So, like that leading edge, that was ridiculous. That thing's a rock. 1 ounce for a leading edge. Whew. And the sad thing about it is, had I not been the guy building it, it would have got built with a 1 ounce leading edge when it should only be a 1/4 ounce. They give that, but you know, Danny and I talked about that. If you're in the kit manufacturing business, you're not going to select each piece of wood. You're just going to go to the rack, grab a piece, cut it up, throw it in the box, and get your $200 or whatever this kit costs, $250. All right, I'm happy. That's a decent weight for this. The tips are light wood. I know because I handle. They're already cut, and we'll lose. They should be about a 1/2 ounce a piece when finished. The flap should be a 1/2 ounce each when finished. You know, not painted, but in raw wood, sanded. If you're building 3 ounce flaps like Al Rabe, you're using too much, too heavier lumber. But he's got an arrow shaft, or had an arrow shaft and fiberglass and silk span and epoxy and resin. Oh, it's ridiculous. 3 ounces a piece. No wonder. You just don't need it. Don't build it to crash, build it to fly. All right, I'm done for the evening. I appreciate you watching. I'm hungry. I'm hoping dinner's ready. Fair winds, tight lines. See you tomorrow. That's right, Steve. Doubles as a bell crank mount.